Tonight on NewsWatch 12 at 6, the future of Ashland's severe weather shelter is still uncertain. We'll take a deeper look into why. And with holiday shopping and ski season right around the corner, we're checking in to see how local ski shops are preparing for the big buzz in customers. Plus, a Klamath County school just received hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants. How the money will help bolster career and technical education programs. Those stories and much more news up next on NewsWatch 12 at 6.
Watching out for you. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
Our top story tonight, Ashland's severe weather shelter is opening again in about an hour as we track freezing temperatures in parts of the Rogue Valley. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Haley Gravitt. NewsWatch 12's Leave column has the latest information on a possible long-term use for the city's 2200 Ashland Street building.
Ashland City Council voting this week on the next steps for the building at 2200 Ashland Street. The site was purchased by the city last year to be used as a severe weather shelter, but now the state fire marshal says it's not up to code. That leaves the city looking for a short-term solution. Calvin Hall at the First Presbyterian Church in Ashland is set to be used as the shelter space for the rest of the year, activated by the city when the temperature dips to 32 degrees or below. Meanwhile, an ad hoc committee working to create a plan for the Ashland Street property. They're pitching for the more than 5,200 square foot parcel to host transitional housing and day use services. Some committee members also saying they can operate the shelter, but the city is pushing for a community provider. Southern Oregon Jobs with Justice is operating the temporary shelter at the First Presbyterian Church. You can find out when the shelter is activated by texting SHELTER to 888-777 and learn more about its operating conditions on kdrv.com. In Ashland, Leaf Column, NewsWatch 12.
And tonight we are taking a look out at Medford. This view brought to you by the People's Bank, brought to you by our NewsWatch 12 Weather Cam network. That fog has cleared, which is good news for us. But let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman to see what our conditions are looking like for us outside tonight. Matt.
Well, most of the clouds and fog clearing out for the region. That was nice to see some sunshine. Most of the Shasta Valley, there were pockets of some lingering freezing fog in the Lake Shastina area. Also, we were stuck in the clouds and fog in Cave Junction. Now, things are clear for now in the Rogue Valley, but we will likely see more of the low clouds and fog settling in again to the valleys once again tonight. Temperatures starting to tumble. We're down to 39 in Medford. It's 35 currently in Klamath Falls, 29 degrees in Montague, and sitting at 48 in Brookings. Tonight, look for those foggy conditions to continue developing in the Rogue Valley and the rest of our inland valleys. A cold and foggy start to the day on our Tuesday, but much like today, we should see those valley clouds and fog clear as we go through the morning into the afternoon. There should be a trend of the clouds and fog becoming less and less stubborn, and that should allow temperatures to get milder in the days ahead for everywhere in Southern Oregon and Northern California. We'll talk temperatures through the rest of this week and how long this stagnant air is going to continue. We're seeing some reduced air quality. We'll take a look at current air quality and the return of some rain chances and a bit more breezy conditions as well later this week coming up.
And as we see some colder conditions, it also means that we might be seeing some snow on the ski parks, and people are very excited for that. NewsWatch 12's Rocky Walker spoke to local businesses making the impact of early ski season that's coming to our region.
Holiday season typically brings a boom to business anyways, but with Mount Ashland announcing an early ski season coming up, businesses like Blackbird here have seen up to 4 times as much business as they normally would. A huge increase in business came for Blackbird the moment Mount Ashland announced their early ski season, making up for the late ski season of last year that didn't open until January. They say it helps to keep the business successful during the slower seasons.
We do try to capture as much as we can. That allows us to stay afloat during those normal retail lulls of January, February, and March. And when they open before Christmas break, it's very busy.
They've seen the ski repair shop and their winter sports section full since the announcement. And the winter season isn't just great for sports businesses, but for all businesses in Medford and Jackson County as a whole.
A lot of them fly into our airport, they stay in our hotels, and then they get to explore all the great things that we have to offer here in Southern Oregon.
The chamber says the activities that bring people in only add to the Southern Oregon charm, and they help other local businesses along the way.
At the end of the day, community is all about people and it's all about relationships, and we do a good job at that in Southern Oregon. And again, for those of you that are not connected to that ecosystem, we invite you. It's the simple thing, you just got to show up.
In Medford, Rocky Walker, NewsWatch 12.
And another sign of the season is NewsWatch 12's 34th annual Coats for Kids campaign. We want to thank our viewers and our project partners. We have more coats arriving to help keep kids warm this winter. NewsWatch 12's community outreach Jerry Howard is live in studio tracking this year's effort. Jerry, how many boxes are in the studio?
Haley, just 40. They follow 41 boxes of coats from Burlington Coats, and really from you, our viewers. Like this one here, came out of came out of a box in the 5 o'clock newscast. And we're just showing you that we get real coats from your generosity, providing these and thousands of warm winter coats to children needing them. Your donated funds to NewsWatch 12's Coats for Kids campaign directly buy boxes of new coats for children needing them. And we use your new and gently used coat donations to supply a lot of those coats. And tonight we're showing you and thanking you for how your donations directly affect Coats for Kids and get Coats for Kids. First, you can see just some of the hangers from Southern Oregon Linen who clean donated coats for sharing. There they are. And then as we need more coats, we apply your financial donations to buy coats from Burlington Coats Outreach Program. We also thank Windermere Van Vliet Realty staff in Jackson and Klamath counties. We thank RE/MAX staff in Josephine County for collecting coats and barrels. And when we need more coats, we get them. This is not a life preserver. It kind of looks like it. It's an orange coat. And we thank Southern Oregon Linen and White City and the Laundry Center in Klamath Falls for cleaning the used coats. And again, special thanks to you for donating to supply the new coats when we need more of them. Putting live in studio, Jerry Howard, NewsWatch 12. Haley?
You look at data, especially across the nation and across our state, the more opportunities, the more engagement students have within schools, the more likely they are to show up, obtain skills, and graduate on time and transition into the next phase of their life. And
Mazama High School's career technical education programs are turning out skilled workers right from high school. They're looking to expand that program further than it already goes. But thanks to a grant last year, 8th graders at Brixner Junior High can take some of those courses on Mazama's campus.
the onus is on us to provide these opportunities to all our students that are going to be experiencing Mazama in some capacity, either now or in the future.
Anna Montiel helps oversee the CTE programs at Mazama. She told me she wants the program to expand and allow for more engagement around the district. She's not sure what that looks like, but it starts with having enough space and resources to invite people in. For example, the current shop is big and tall, but can get crowded with 20 students. Mazama is in the process of bidding for a covered outdoor area that could double the size of the classroom and let students work outside all year round. The interest is there for that expansion. Cisneros says he's seen a grassroots movement in the students who are excited about what they've learned in the program.
Then all of a sudden you have student to student talking about how exciting a class is, and then they come down here to the counseling office and just being like, hey, how do I forecast to make sure I have a manufacturing class for next semester?
In Klamath Falls, Luke Doughton, NewsWatch 12.
And if you missed us here for NewsWatch 12 at 4 and 5, Luke talked about how this money will be spent and how the CTE program is impacting the Klamath County community. You can find those stories on our website, kdrv.com. And you have another chance to join us here at NewsWatch 12 in giving back to the community. We're teaming up again this year with U.S. Cellular and Grange Co-op for our annual holiday toy drive. We're asking for community support to help provide toys for children in need. Unwrapped gifts can be dropped off at any U.S. Cellular or Grange Co-op location in Jackson, Josephine, Curry, Klamath, and Siskiyou counties. Donations will stay local and support the programs of CAC and CASA in Southern Oregon and Siskiyou County. And the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is reminding you to be bear wise. Most of these interactions are in Coos and Curry counties, but also in the Ashland area. Bears are trying to fatten up before winter officially starts. ODFW is reminding you to secure your trash cans, with Thanksgiving scraps being a large attractor for bears. Some other tips are to feed your pets indoors and store the food inside, clean and store grills after each use, and secure any food, garbage, or recycling can. More information on tips can be found on our website, kdrv.com. And while Mount Ashland will be opening early, the aerial ski lift will have a delayed opening. You can see why. There was a tree that fell on the chairlift a week ago, forcing it to close. Mount Ashland says it will be open back up for the season, but with repairs needed, it won't be until later on in the season. An Oregon woman's husband now facing charges after the missing hiker's body was found over the weekend. 71-year-old Michael Fournier is charged with second-degree murder. His wife, 61-year-old Susan Lane Fournier, was reported missing on November 22nd when she failed to show up for work. She was believed to have been hiking with her 2 dogs. Searchers found her truck, but no sign of her or the animals. After more than 800 hours of efforts, deputies discovered her body Friday at the base of Mount Hood. Authorities have confirmed her death to be a homicide, and they say they also found 2 dead dogs believed to belong to her. This investigation remains ongoing.